So good morning, Vicente. So today topic, Tian Tai school. I found this Wikipedia, the contents are very kind of complete. So it's have a very good view of the Buddha's teaching. So that's why I try to have a little more study here. We can study together. Tian Tai. So Tian Tai is a mountain. So East Asia Buddhism school of Mahayana in 6th century China school emphasized the Lotus Sutra, doctrine of the one vehicle. So oneness, you can say one ultimate reality, one vehicle, as well as Madhyamaka's philosophy. Very interesting. So if you click to Madhyamaka, Zhongguan, so Nagarjuna's idea. So if you go, it refers to traditional Buddhism philosophy practiced by the Indian Buddhism monk philosopher Nagarjuna. We may talk about Nagarjuna later, but just Madhyamaka is a main school or main philosophy or main perspective, how to look at how to view the cosmos, how to perceive the nature, who am I, that kind of stuff. But it's not our topic today. So let's go on, particularly as articulated in the works of the fourth patriarch Zhiyi. Yeah, we all started Zhiyi, the 智者大师, Tiantai 智者大师. So Tiantai's earliest attempt at throughout going synthetic reworking of the Indian Buddhist tradition, according to the Pao Pinyin, grew to become one of the most influential Buddhist traditions in China and Japan. Tiantai Mountain, Zhejiang Province, you can see close to Shanghai, is the east of China, coastal area. The Lotus School of the Central Law of Lotus Sutra and the Teachings. Sui Dynasty, the Tiantai School being one of the leading schools of Chinese Buddhism with numerous large temples supported by emperors and wealthy patrons. The history you can study, there's lots of beautiful there. Even in Zen school and Pure Land school, they kind of absorb the Tiantai school's idea. But what I'm interested in is let's go the so this topic today. Let's go 3.3 philosophy, 3.2 the one vehicle. So the one vehicle, the central doctrine of Tiantai is Lotus Sutra's doctrine of one vehicle, or ekayāna, yīchéng, yīchéng 法界, yīchéng, 一圣, oneness, non-duality. So, yīchéng, one vehicle, is an affirmation. So, everything is one. All is one. One is all. So, it's affirmation. Or you can use a negation, non-duality. Very good one. You see, you can, if you talk about absolute, you can have two different ways to talk about it: affirmation or negation. Oneness, one equal, one vehicle, or non-duality. It's a unifying and inclusive framework which could be used to understand all Buddhist teachings. According to Jacqueline Stone, Zhiyi's view of the one vehicle of the Lotus Sutra is that conventionally it is subtle and wonderful in comparison with lesser teachings, which are coarse. However, it is only true in a relative sense. So, while we, in the past awakening, we have to understand relative and absolute. Relative, I give you a very practical analogy. If I point my finger up, so is this up? Yes, but only relative on the planet Earth. If you go to outer space, this is not up anymore. So in this perspective, everything you think right now, yes or no, good or bad, beautiful, ugly, is only in a relative relation. In the perspective of absolute, you're only like partially right. Or I use negation, you're wrong. So this is not up. This is only relatively up. Ultimately, the Lotus Sutra's subtle Dharma is not established in a comparison to anything else. If I say everything is one, it's relative to nothing, so it's absolute. There's no comparison anymore. For there is nothing outside it to which it might be compared. That's called absolute. From this absolute perspective, the Lotus Sutra's one vehicle is open and integrated. It's all-inclusive. The Dharma realm, the thisness or thusness or thatness is all-inclusive. According to Zhiyi, all and includes all other Buddhist teaching and a skillful meaning. You see that this one vehicle includes the Hinayana, Mahayana, everything, even every other sage's teaching, just you name it, different names and forms, even Hinduism, even Christianity, each one vehicle includes everything. Universal unified field includes all the forces, gravitational force, electromagnetic force, weak force, strong force, everything is included. That's called absolute. That's called the oneness, actually. From the ultimate point of view, all doctrines of true and provisional are dissolved, since all teaching are expressions of the one vehicle. In this knowledge, at least knowledge or insight, should be established. First, once you have the perspective of one vehicle or oneness or non-duality, everything you study makes more sense, can reach its deepest meaning, the most fundamental meaning. According to Stone, this is an egalitarian, inclusive reading in which all teachings in effort becomes true. You see, all teachings of Buddha or any sages becomes true when you reach the oneness, when you reach the one vehicle, or when you reach the non-duality. But from the relative standpoint, a clear distinction is preserved between the true and provisional. This is a hierarchical, potentially even inclusive reading when emphasized the superiority of the Lotus Sutra over other teachings. So one vehicle is the ultimate teaching of Buddha, but provisional teaching is necessary to reach this one vehicle. The unity of Dharma Tatu, Dharma realm, Dharma Tatu more like Sanskrit, Dharma realm more like a modern word. I want to use study go. Let's go top to the contents again. Contents, the top. So there's a classification of the teachings, 3.9. Then the 3.9.1, 5 periods. I like this Wikipedia. I donate some because I use it a lot. Anyway, it's really well organized and it's very good for the online teaching. 5 periods. The 5 periods are five periods in the life of Buddha, in which, according to Tian Tai, exaggerates, he delivered different teachings and a different audience with a different level of understanding. So aimed at different audiences, okay? So the first is the Avatamsaka period, Hua Yanjing, or we call it Flower Garland Sutra or Flower Garland School. For 21 days after his awakening under the Bodhi tree, Buddha delivered Avatamsaka or Flower Garland Sutra, one of the highest sutra, but this was not widely understood. Very interesting. It's like when in the morning, when the first ray of sunlight like shine over planet Earth, which part of the planet Earth will be first shined or first lit up? It's still there. Oh, sorry. Okay, and my whole face. How about now? Whole face. My face, okay, is not so important according to comparing to the wisdom. How about now? Whole face. Yeah. Totality is important. We are studying totality right now. The one vehicle. So let's go back to the 5 periods. So the question is, when the sun rises in the morning, like shining over planet Earth, which part of the planet Earth will be shine? So we have mountains, we have valleys, we have plains, we have forests, we have oceans. The tip of the mountain will be lit up first. Make sense? So that means right after the Buddha's enlightenment under the Buddha tree, he tried to help somebody with the most advanced teaching to awaken somebody with the most advanced merit understanding. So highest teaching first. Then he go to the second period, Agama period. For 12 years, the Buddha preaches agamas, including the preparing teachings of the Four Noble Truths and the dependent origination, 四圣谛和12因缘. I want you to have a big picture first. Understand Buddha's teaching, the whole life, almost so starting from 35 to 80, he teaches he taught 45 years. How he organized all the teachings of different periods of 45 years. You see, he spent 12 years in the Four Noble Truths or dependent origination, or lesser vehicle, let's go. Then he spent 8 years, delivered Mahayana, expanded teachings such as Vinamakirti Sutra or Srimad Devi Sutra and other sutras. Then the fourth is a prajna period, wisdom. He spent 22 years in teaching wisdom. The Mahayana Prajna Paramita Sutras, like that. Then finally, the Lotus and Nirvana period. In the last 80 years, the Buddha preached the doctrine of one vehicle or one Buddha vehicle, as delivered the Lotus Sutra and the Nirvana Sutra. You see, at the beginning, at the end, Buddha wants to transmit or share the highest teaching. It's like a performance. If you go to a show or performance on stage, at the first and the beginning, almost most attracting part, right? The opening session of a performance or art show is very attractive, and also the last piece will be very attractive. Same as the show of the Buddha teaching. Very interesting. If you read 45 years, you see the ratio, 21 days, Flower Garden Sutra, 12 years of the next vehicle or preparatory teachings, then 8 years of Mahayana, then 22 years of prajna, wisdom. So again, morality, like the Agama period. Concentration, like Mahayana, and wisdom, prajna. Morality, concentration, wisdom. That's if you want to simplify all the Buddha's teaching, that's all. Then the last one is the 8 years of Nirvana Sutra and Lotus Sutra, one vehicle. We are studying one vehicle now. We are studying the peak of the Buddha's teaching. Okay, 8 teachings, so important. So let's go a little bit back. Go back to the content again. You can study the histories. I'm not talking about that because this is a long article too. Or Juna. Let's read together. You can keep reading by yourself. Okay, let's go to the history 1.3. 湛然. So if you go back contents again, 1.3, 湛然. It's a master of the Tiantai school. So after Zhiyi, Tiantai was eclipsed for time of new schools such as Eastern Asia Yogacara, 法相宗, Huayan school, so Flower Garden school. So let's go to the, according to middle part, okay? According to Sumanten, Zhanran, so the like middle provides all his rationale primarily from the perspective of all pervasive quality of Buddha nature, which he considers synonymous with suchness. This rationale indicates that external tangible objects like water, buildings, and flora, formless sounds and smells, and internal thoughts and ideas are all possess Buddha nature. So beautiful. This is because Shakyamuni Buddha and all other Buddhas meritorious qualities in their practice leading to the enlightenment and in the resultant realization do not reject anything, instead embracing all. In this Tiantai terminology, the Buddha and all beings mutually include, interpervade, coexist, you see, and are identical to each other. So beautiful. Right at this moment, while we are studying, while you are listening, while you're reading, at this moment, at this space time, in the activities of speaking, in the long activities of silence, the true self, can you feel it? Can you are it, so you are that. Or more practical way, why you can listening, why you can understand, why you can be aware, all these functional parts of you are the applications of your Buddha nature. There's no your Buddha nature and my Buddha nature, or Shakyamuni's Buddha nature, or Einstein's Buddha nature, or Putin's Buddha nature. There's only one Buddha nature. I want you to understand that. There's only one Buddha nature, manifested in different forms and names, in different bodies, human bodies, animal bodies, trees, pervades. That's the meaning of all-inclusive. If you have this understanding, then you enter the Dharma Tatu, or Dharma realm, all pervasive quality of Buddha nature. Let's go on. Zhangran writes, every blade of grass, tree, pebble, particles of dust is perfectly endowed with Buddha nature. The practitioner of the perfect teaching, from beginning to end, knows that ultimate principle is non-dual and that there are no objects apart from mind. No reflection can be called reflection if it's apart from the conscious mind. So beautiful, so profound, so awakening, so authentic, so deepening. Who then is sentient? What then is insentient? You see, the borderline between the sentient and non-sentient disappears. Because right at this moment, your awareness is all-inclusive. The non-sentient is in you, a rock, a star, a mineral, the minerals in your body, the vitamins in your body, is acknowledged, is understood, is perceived. Because of you, the awareness, they are alive now. That's important. My face, my face is. Within the assembly of the lotus, there's no discrimination. Everything becomes one now. Because of you, the awareness, which is all-pervasive, all-inclusive, then all is one, but one is all. That's the highest teaching. So beautiful. Okay, so let's go to the contents again. Maybe 3.8. So it's philosophy. 3.8, the subtle Dharma, one reality, one vehicle, many skillful meanings. The Tiantai school soteriology is based on the doctrine of one vehicle. So it's the essence of Buddha's teaching. So we should, how to say, rely on or be consistent with. The discrepancies and seeming contradictions are only due to the fact that these various teachings are all expedient means, upaya. It's like if you tell the worldly people that you are Buddha already, you are telling them the truth, but they cannot understand you. So in order for them to understand the ultimate truth, you need all the expedient means, the various teachings that are taught according to the different needs and capacities of the sentient being. According to Zhiyi, even though there are numerous sutras with many varied teachings, the intent of Buddha is to lead all sentient beings to Buddhahood. Yes, that's the most precious thing we are Buddhahood, Buddha. Similarly, just as there are different practice, there are different ways to describe the same unified reality. So every road leads to Rome. So while you are standing in the Rome, you know you can use different road to reach them, to help them to come to the center, to the Rome. Maybe this is from Avenue A, this is from Street B, this is from artist, this guy is from math, this guy is from doctor, this guy is from scientist. Everybody's path is different, so you need expedient way to teach them. That also can be wisdom, and it's infinite learning too, because the phenomena world is infinite. You can try to understand them, which is infinite. Such a funny, but all the infinity can meet in the one simplicity or singularity, like a black hole. Zhiyi states in the Fa Hua Jing, various terms named one ultimate reality. Only one ultimate reality is given many names. The ultimate reality is one yet many, many yet one. So all, one yet all yet one. You can call that too. It is many because there's a diverse phenomena that arise and perish dependent on causes and conditions. So this is the Four Noble Truths and 12 dependent originations. The ekayāna teaching, the second period, the second phrase after the Flower Garden Sutra or Flower Garden teaching. So again, because there are diverse phenomena that arise and perish dependent on causes and conditions, and it is one because all of this is equally empty. So emptiness is not denial of existence. Emptiness is just is telling the ultimate truth that everything coexists. So this cell phone coexists with the material, with the manufacturer, with the salesman, with the money, with the material come from maybe a rock, maybe a rob, the earth, the sound, the gravitational force, everything is included in this one mobile phone. And it coexists. The mobile phone itself has no true self. It's a fake self, or it's a provisional version of ultimate truth. I love you. I love you, this phone. You can touch the ultimate truth right now. It's empty, but it's the manifestation of the ultimate. So there's no differentiation. All the differentiation becomes empty, becomes one. He outlines out four types of oneness. Oneness of the teachings. All teachings of the Buddha are contradictory, and have one intent. The oneness of the practices. All leads to Buddhahood. Buddhahood is like a final destination. You may say it's a God, is a final destination to impress in the love of the God. You are the love of God expressed in the body mind, or Brahman, Atman. Doesn't matter what terminology you're using now. The oneness of persons all will attain Buddhahood, and the oneness of the reality. According to Zhiyi, any text which is consistent with these concepts teaches the subtle Dharma, 妙法, subtle Dharma. All the Dharmas are subtle, 妙法. Tiantai thought also provides a classificatory schema, 盘教. Sorry, I'll try to understand the Chinese character now to explain how the different texts and teachings relate to each other. 盘教. Panjiao, I think it's Panjiao, okay? From the Tiantai point of view, the one vehicle teaching of the Lotus is called a round teaching, a complete, a perfect, missing nothing. Nothing is missed in this teaching. So it's called round. It's a complete, which means that it encircles everything. It's a circle, infinite big and infinite small. So beautiful. And lacks any sharp edges or divisions. All inclusive. The Tiantai view is that the highest teaching is a holistic and all encompassing teaching which includes all Buddhist views and practices. Wow. Thank you, Zhiyi and the Zhanran, all the Tiantai masters, all the masters Buddha's teaching. Okay, let's say we still have some time. Let's go to contents again. Back to contents, then the practice. Four. Four is the practice. So according to Charles Luke, in China, it has been traditionally held that the meditation methods of the Tiantai are the most systematic and comprehensive of all. Tiantai emphasizes meditation as a union of samatha and vipassana. Here it is spelled as vipassana, 止, guan. So samatha, calming or stabilizing meditation, and vipassana or vipassana, guan, clear seeing and or insight. So here is talking about the practice. Practice is a method to realize the oneness. So we have to calm the mind first, as meditation plays a role. And based on that, of the calming mind, on top of the calming mind, you can study, you can know, you can see. The nature of everything. The attainment of a nirvana is realizable by many methods whose essentials do not go beyond the practice of samatha and vipassana. 止观, that's all. That's the simplest form of practice, of any practice. Samatha, calming the mind, like now. And vipassana, insight, contemplation. On top of the calming mind, you are knowing things. You are understanding the phenomena world. You understand all the reflections in your conscious mirror. Every word you are listening is a reflection in your conscious mind. Every word I'm speaking is a reflection of the conscious mind. Every word we are talking about, we are sharing about now, is the application of the ultimate truth. One vehicle. It's empty. So every word you are listening now, I'm speaking now, every body sensation you can feel now, is empty because it relies on certain conditions, certain factors. Every word is coexisting, is transient. It's not a permanent existence. It's empty. The whole cosmos is dancing all the time. All the time means from the very beginning, the cosmos is dancing. The ultimate reality is expressed. But every manifestation in terms of like a tree, a star, a galaxy, a human being, a mental activity does not have a true self in it. It has to be coexist with every other things. That's called insight. That's called vipassana. By calming the mind, by contemplations. So Zhi and Guan, samatha and vipassana is the two sides of one coin. You are it right now. You are the samatha and vipassana. Samatha is the first step, so unite all bounds, and vipassana is essential to root out delusion. To root out illusion means the rising of the wisdom. The insight, you can see everything clear now. You are not deluded anymore. You're not deceived anymore. You're not distracted, disturbed anymore. Samatha provides nourishment for the preservation of knowing mind, and vipassana is the skillful art of promoting spiritual understanding. Samatha is the unsurpassed cause of samadhi, which vipassana begets wisdom. So beautiful. So in this perspective, we can call all the Buddha's teaching, characterize all the Buddha's teaching 3 letters or 3 characters: morality. Basically, you're a good person to listen. This ultimate teaching. Otherwise, you won't reach this state. So, Miss Zen, you're a good person. That's a guarantee. That's a sure thing. Otherwise, you won't be any interested in this topic. You won't, how to say, entered this state of space-time. So good person first, then a good person cannot be called a wise person, because most of people, they cannot calm the mind. Most of the world's people, their mind are like monkeys, jump from here. They cannot stay. They cannot rest in their mind consciously. That's why samatha plays a very, very important role between a good man and a wise man. You may be good. Most people, I mean, at least half of the world people are good. Let me say that. Maybe more than half, 70, 80, let's say that. Then only like 1% are wise, or can be called completely wise, a Buddha. Only very little portion, because you have this samatha or meditation. Then you have to reach a level of insight, wisdom, morality, meditation, and wisdom. And meditation is a bridge between a good man and wise man. Okay, I think I will spend more time for this part. So good. This Tiantai school almost very complete. You see, there is knowledge, there is understanding, there is a practice, how to understand, how to realize the oneness by samatha and the vipassana. Hopefully, you have a bigger picture of awakening. And that total picture or totality is very, very important. Every practice, starting from now, makes sense. Otherwise, again, we're just a headless fly hitting the four walls of a room. Dun, 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 dun. You don't know directions at all. Once you reach oneness or understanding the oneness, every practice makes sense make more sense, are meaningful. So next time I will teach in the ashram, in Osho ashram. So I don't know, I could have this Sunday 8 to 9 still or no. I will try to. But if you could, please come to join join my or help the ashram, because now it's just the beginning. There's a lot of face-to-face teaching. We will have retreat later. We will have so it's a very big ashram. So it's 8 acres. So we could have a lot of activity there in the future. So I agreed to donate all the teachings, all the money, if you could, to the ashram at the beginning, to help them 12, 10 to 11 in the morning every Sunday by the Zoom, in Zoom. So if you could, you can join us, and the donation fee is $10 per session per hour. If you could, you can donate. If it's not a must anyway. So Mason, I will type my I will type my email here, and email me your email address. I will send you some information about the teaching in ashram. It's called Zen meditation. Actually, it's very similar to what we are doing now, but let's see how it will go. So my email is here. Please send me your email address. Maybe some newsletters if you like. I mean, dong.d. You can email me instead of your email address. Okay, that's all for today.